Hi guys, welcome back to my read along channel. We are reading Story Tracy Beaker by Jaqueline Wilson. This is all Jaqueline Wilson's own work. I'm just reading it for entertainment and pleasure. So without further ado, we start on page 150 today. I hope you enjoy and let's get going. It was the proudest moment of my life. I'd acted Scrooge and I'd been good at it. Glorious, magnificent. The audience shouted bravo and good for Tracy and what a little star. Mum didn't know, Mum didn't care. I had a smile all over my face and yet my eyes were going blink, blink, blink. I was in serious danger of having an attack of hay fever in front of everyone. Miss Simpkins came out to the stage holding an enormous bunch of red roses and white lilies all done up in huge satin bow ribbon. They just arrived, Tracy, they're for you, she said, handing them over. There was a card inside. Congratulations, my little star. Wish I could have seen you. Lots of love, Mum. It's from my mum, I said. But the note proved fatal for my hay fever. Still, everyone knows flowers trigger hay fever attacks. I wasn't crying. I don't ever cry. Then we had a proper party at the hall with real mince pies for everyone. Cam came and hugged me hard and said that she was so very proud of me. You were totally brilliant, Tracy, she said. And there's you saying you couldn't remember a word. Well, it didn't feel as if I was remembering it. It wasn't like acting. It was as if I was really living it, I said. Aha, that shows you're a real actor, said Cam. Like Mum, I said. Just like your mum, Cam smiled at me. Aren't they gorgeous flowers? Wasn't it lovely of her to send them? Imagine getting your own huge bouquet of flowers. Yeah, with a lovely note. Did you see what my mum wrote? Yes, Tracy. The only thing is, I swallowed, it's not my mum's handwriting. I looked hard at Cam. She didn't look away. She stared straight into my eyes. Of course it's not your mum's actual handwriting, Tracy. You order the flowers on the phone and they say what you want on the card and then the local florist writes it down. Oh, I said, and I swallowed again. The mince pie seemed to have made very lumpy pastry. You wouldn't kid me, would you, Cam? No one would ever kid you, Tracy Beaker, said Cam. Well, I think it was lovely of my mum, but it would have been a lot lovelier if she'd actually come to see me, I said. I'm sure she would have done if she possibly could, said Cam. Do you think she's still coming to see me on Christmas Day, I said. Well, maybe she is, said Cam, and maybe she's not, I said. So what I'm going to have to do on Christmas Day, eh? I hate Christmas in the dumping ground. Jenny and Mike try hard, but it's like they've always got the little kids clinging to them and everyone tears open their presents too quickly and then fusses because they think the others have got better things and there's never enough new batteries and often the stuff doesn't work anyway. We watch television but all the programs are about families and we are all so not a family. We have turkey and Christmas pudding for dinner because Jenny wants it to be traditional so we don't miss out. But I don't really like turkey or Christmas pudding, though I eat too much anyway. And then we're supposed to play these crazy games, but the little kids are too dim to play, and the big kids just want to slope off to their rooms, and someone always throws a tantrum because they're so fed up and lonely and left out. But someone is quite often me, as a matter of fact. Said Cam. It sounds as if we both have a crap Christmases. Tell you what, Tracy, let's join up together. You come to me for Christmas. What do you think? I think that sounds a brilliant idea, I said. So that's exactly what I did. I woke up very early on Christmas morning and opened my presents peacefully all by myself. Jenny gave me a cool new jeans and a CD, and Mike gave me new trainers and amazing black nail varnish. Elaine gave me a little fluffy blue teddy bear. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Peter gave me a silver yo-yo. It was very sweet of him. I decided to give him the blue teddy. My mum didn't give me anything. I expect the roses and lilies cost a lot of money. Acting is a chancy profession. Maybe Mum was a bit strapped for cash at the moment. Of course, Griselda Moonbeam might work her magic and Mum might appear in person, weighed down with presents. But somehow it wasn't starting to seem very likely. It didn't look as if I was going to be spending this festive occasion with my loved one, unless maybe Cam counted as a loved one. Was I a loved one? Had the charm actually worked a double whammy? I knew Cam was certainly short of money, so I wasn't too hopeful about her present to me. She arrived astonishingly early. She was wearing a woolly hat and a scarf and mittens with a big woolly jumper over her jeans and woolly socks. Happy Christmas, Cam. Have you got woolly knickers on? Why are you all bundled up? And you're so early. We haven't even had breakfast yet. Do you want some? Happy Christmas, Tracy. You need to pile on lots of woolly jumpers too. We're going for a walk and we're having breakfast out, okay? She drove us for miles to this big park. It wasn't snowing, but it was still early enough for there to be a frost, so we could kid ourselves it was a real white Christmas. Come on, said Cam, parking the car. She opened the door. It certainly felt frosty. I hadn't got quite enough woolies. It's freezing, Cam. Can we just stay in the car? We're going for a walk, Tracy, to work up an appetite for breakfast. You go for a walk. I'll stay in the car and watch you, I said. She dragged me out, rammed her woolly hat over my head, and wound her scarf round and round and round me as if she were wrapping a mummy. And then she took me by the hand. There, cosy now? Off we go. I'm not really into long country walks, Cam. I'm not built for it. Look at my spindly legs. I made my knees knot together and walked with a tiny tin limp. Just come down this path with me, said Cam, tugging me. Through the trees. You'll like what you see when you get to the end. I know what I would see. Scenery. A lot more trees and a hill or two. I didn't see the point. Still, it was Christmas after all. I didn't want to be too difficult. I sighed and staggered after Cam. I didn't get why she wanted to stay out in the cold, especially before breakfast. I don't want to moan, but my tummy's rumbling rather a lot, so I said. It's saying, Tracy, what's happened to my cornflakes? You'll have breakfast very soon, I promise, said Cam, laughing. We're having a picnic then, I asked. It seemed a mad time of year to have a picnic, and I didn't see any signs of a hamper. Cam wasn't carrying so much as a lunchbox. Perhaps she had a sandwich or two crammed in her pockets. It looked like it was going to be a very little picnic, yet I was totally starving. Cam and I weren't the only ones embarking on this mad early morning starving. There were lots of other cars in the car park, and little bunches of bobble-hatted muffled weirdos trudged along too, all heading in the same direction. It was like we were all in Doctor Who, and some alien force was messing with our heads, controlling our minds. Then we rounded a bend. I saw a big pond in the distance. A lot of people were in the pond. No, they were on it, gliding across. They're skating, I said. Yep, can we skate? We'll have a go, but we haven't got any skates. You can hide them, Tracy. I checked, and they're serving special Christmas breakfast. Oh, wow, so you planned it all. Oh, Cam, you have some seriously cool ideas. I gave her a quick hug and then started running helter-skelter to the ice. There was a big band serving golden croissants and hot chocolate with whipped cream. We had breakfast first, just to fortify ourselves, and then we hired our skates, held hands and hobbled onto the ice. I thought I'd glide off like a swan. Swoop, swoop, swirl, swirl, the epitome of an athlete grace. Ha! I staggered like a drunk clonk, whiz whiz, bonk on my bum. Cam pulled me up, trying not to laugh. Look, Tracy, point your boots out and do like this, she said, demonstrating. Some kid hurtled past her, making her jump. She wavered and wobbled and then went bonk on her bum. I did laugh, and Cam laughed too. I don't know about woolly knickers. I think we both need padded knickers, she said as I pulled her up. We held on to each other and tried again. This time we staggered all the way round the pond. I started to get more daring. I tried a little swoop. It worked. I tried another, left, right, truly gliding, only I couldn't seem to stop. I went charging straight into a little cluster of kids in a line, and we mowed them all down. We're going to have to rename you Tracy Bulldozer, said Cam, hauling us all up. We skated for over an hour, losing count of the number of times we both fell over. We could also both glide properly for a few seconds at a time, so considered ourselves champion skaters. I think we deserve another breakfast after all that effort, said Cam, and we polished off another croissant and a mug of hot chocolate. Then Cam drove us back to her house. She had a little Christmas tree in her living room. I usually don't bother, but they were selling them half price in the market yesterday, so I decided to go mad. It looks a bit naked if you don't mind me saying so. Aren't you meant to have little glass balls and tinsel and fairy lights? I said. Of course you are. I thought it would be fun if we decorated the tree together, said Cam. Look in that big carrier bag. There's all the decorations. Oh, fantastic. We don't have a proper tree at the dumping ground because all the little kids are so dopey they might make a mistake. The glass for balls for apples, and big kids are so rowdy they might knock it all over. I've always wanted to decorate a tree. Then be my guest. I'll go and sort out what we might be having for Christmas dinner. I know you don't go a bundle on turkey, and I'm mostly veggie nowadays. I could do a tofu and vegetable casserole. Casserole? That sounds absolutely tempting. Delicious. Not, I said. I'd rather thought that would be your response. I don't fancy faffing around in the kitchen for hours anyway. How about egg and chips? Now you're talking. With lots of tomato sauce? You can dollop it all over your plate, Tracy. It's Christmas. Ah, so what else do you get at Christmas? We've got a Christmas tree. We'll have our Christmas dinner. But there's something else you have at Christmas. What could it be? Oh yes, presents. She opened up a cupboard and pulled out 3 parcels of Jolly Santa wrapping paper tied with red ribbon. Oh, Cam, are they for me? Well, they've all got Tracy Beaker on the labels, so if that's your name, I'd say it was a safe bet they're all for you. I felt really, really, really great. Cam had bought me loads of lovely presents. I felt really, really, really bad I hadn't got Cam anything. Oh dear, why the sad-o face? Did you hope there might be more, Cam teased. You haven't got any presents, Cam? I wailed. Yes, I have. I've opened mine already. I got a silk headscarf from my mum, as if I ever wear it. A plush credit card holder when I'm so overdrawn I can't use my blooming cards anyway. I've got lovely presents from my friends though. Jane gave me a woolly hat and a scarf and mittens, and Liz gave me a big box of chocolates and a book token. What's a book token? It's a little card for a certain amount of money, and when you take it to a shop you can change it for any book you fancy. Oh, I get it, I nodded. Good idea. Come on then, open your presents from me. I opened the heaviest first. It was 10 children's paperbacks. They were all a bit dog-eared and tattered. I'm afraid they're second-hand, said Cam. I searched in all the charity shops. A lot of them were 10-pence bargains. I eyed them up suspiciously. They're classics, I said. Aren't they, boring? It's a Christmas Carol boring? No. These are all my favourites when I was your age. Cam Lawson's top 10 super reads for your kids your age. If you don't want them, I'll have a great time rereading them. Little Woman is about this fancy family of sisters and their acting too, and reading Charles Dickens. You're especially like Joe, who's a tomboy and who wants to be a writer. Then there's Black Beauty. It's a wonderful story, and there's a very sad bit about a horse called Ginger, which always makes me cry, but it's lovely all the same. What Katie did is about a big family. Katie's the eldest, and she always in heaps of trouble, but then she falls off a swing and can't walk for ages. She's got a very saintly cousin who irritates a bit, but it's a great story, truly. The Wind in the Willow is about a mole and a rat who are great chums, and they have this pal, Toad, who's a terrible show-off, and there are some funny bits. 5 children, and it is also funny. It's about these kids who meet a sound fairy, and all their wishes come true, but they always go wrong. Chance would be a fine thing, I said, sniffing. There's also Mary Poppins. The book's much better than the film. I love Tom Sawyer because he's badly behaved and always in trouble, and you might give Anne Green Gables a go. It's all about this little orphan girl who won't ever stop talking. You'll identify big time with those two. I'm sure you'll like The Secret Garden because Mary is wonderfully grouchy and rude to everyone and has to live in a house with 100 rooms on our Yorkshire moors. And Ballet Shoes is a perfect book for you because these 3 sisters go to a stage school and perform in lots of plays, and I think that's maybe what you might end up doing, Tracy. Okay, I'll give them a go, I said. I can always share them with some of the other kids, eh? Peter might like The Mole and the Rat and the Toad book. I tried the next parcel, the biggest. It had a big drawing book, a big pail of felt tips and a giant tub of modelling clay, all different colours. These were all brand new. I thought it was about time you had your own art supplies instead of raiding poor Elaine's art cupboard, said Cam. Oh well, I'm not going to share these. Finally, I picked up the tiniest parcel. I unwrapped it and found a little black box. I opened it up and there was a silver star pin badge. It's for you, Tracy Beaker Superstar, said Cam, pinning it on me. I gave her a big hug. Then I decorated a tree carefully, dangling each glass ball and chocolate Santa and a little bird and a twirly glass icicle, while Cam wound the fairy lights round and round. When we switched them on, the tree looked totally magical. Then I helped Cam cook the lunch. She got me peeling potatoes. I had no idea what was the real way to make chips. Ours come in giant packets at the dumping ground, already peeled and sliced. I started peeling pounds of potatoes, whistling as I whittled. Steady on, girl, there's just 2 of us, said Cam. I never get quite enough chips at the dumping ground, I said. Okay, it's Christmas. Today you can eat until you burst, said Cam. She wouldn't let me fry them in the big sizzling chip pan, but she did let me fry our eggs, and that was great fun. We both had enormous piles of golden chips on our plates, with a fried egg on top like snow on a mountain peak. I squirted mine liberally with scarlet sauce, and then we started eating. I ate and ate and ate. My meal was delicious. I make the most excellent egg and chips ever, I said, licking my lips. Maybe I'm going to be a famous chef as well, as brilliant writer and a superstar actress. Cam ate her chips valiantly, but had to give up halfway through. We had clementines for pudding, and then clementines for pudding. Then Cam opened her big box of chocolates from Liz, and we snackled some of those. Then Cam undid her jeans and lay on the sofa groaning while I got my new art stuff and started creating. Cam rubbed her tummy, reaching for a book, and started reading me the first Christmassy chapter of Little Women. It was quite good in an old-fashioned sort of way. Meg was a bit of a goody-goody, and Beth was a bit wet, and Amy was too pert and girly, but I loved Jo. Cam's voice tailed away after a while, and she dozed off. I carried on and on and on, creating. Then she started yawning and stretching and opening her eyes. I went and made her a cup of tea. No one has ever shown me how to do it, but I'm not a total moron. Thank you, Tracy, said Cam. She took a sip. Delicious. I spotted her fishing several of the tea bags out of her cup and spooning out a few of the still melting sugar lumps, but neither of us mentioned this. I've got you some Christmas presents after all, I said. Look on your coffee table, I pointed proudly. Cam nearly spilled her tea. Oh my lord, multiple Tracy Beaker, she said. Aren't they great, I said. I made them with my modelling clay. The pink face was fine, and the red jumper and the blue skirt, but making my black colours all squiggly took ages. All 6 for me, said Cam. No, you'll have this one. She's the best with the biggest smile. And I've got one for Peter, and one for Jenny, and one for Mike, and I suppose I ought to give one to Elaine. And I thought I'd give one to Miss Simpkins when I go back to school. That's a lovely idea. Well, I shall treasure my Tracy Beaker model. I'll put her on my desk. She can keep me company when I'm writing. Don't crumple her up by mistake if you get stuck, I said. Look, you've got another present. I handed her a folded piece of paper with a picture of me on the front. Oh, a card, how lovely, said Cam. It's not a card, it's a Tracy token, I said. You know, like a book token. When you don't get books with this token, you get me. Look inside. I'd written, to Cam, Happy Christmas. I, Tracy Beaker, promise to make you a plate of my famous egg and chips whenever I'm round your place. I will make double egg and chips on your birthday. If I get to be a famous chef of my own swanky restaurant, I would create a famous egg and chips and dish call it my Cam Christmas special. If I get to be a famous writer, I'll dedicate my second book to you. I hope that's okay, but I have to dedicate my first book to my mum. If I get to be a famous superstar actress, I will let you be my drama coach. And if you finish your classes and go through with fostering me, I'll be the best foster daughter ever. Love from Tracy. Cam read it through, sniffling. Oh, Tracy, she said, this is the best Christmas present I've ever had, and of course you'll be the best foster daughter ever. You're my Tracy Beaker. Yes, I am Tracy Beaker, superstar. When I went back to bed that night at the dumping ground, I gave Mum's photo a kiss. I hope you had a happy Christmas, Mum, I whispered. Maybe see you next year, yeah? Then I lay back in my bed and I sang a little Christmas carol to myself. And I'm not going to sing it, guys, but I will say it. Silent night, holy night. Tracy is calm, Tracy is bright. Mum didn't come, but I had a good time. I love Mum, but I'm glad Cam is mine. Now I'll be in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. And that is the end of the book, guys. I didn't expect to quite finish it today, but obviously it's a really good read. I've really enjoyed rereading this today. I'm thinking of maybe doing the first Tracy Beaker that I ever got. Can't remember the name, not gonna lie, I'm really sorry. But I'm thinking of doing that one next. But if you have any ideas for what to read next, then do comment below and we will go from there. Thank you again for listening. I can't believe we've gone through another book this year. We are flying through these very, very quickly. Really appreciate all the views as always and the kindness and whatever else. And yeah, until the next time. Thank you so much, guys. Goodbye.